Hello and good afternoon. This is a update about my fig cuttings, and as you can see here, I've got 3 different varieties rooted and showing good vegetation growth on the top, albeit the one in the middle is the stunted Satimo, which you can see from my other videos that it's taken absolutely forever to finally produce some shoots at the top, and it's looking very yellow, which is either overwatering or a lack of nutrients. So what we're going to do is we're going to pot them up, and from these quite large deli cups, the next size is a container, like a rose bush container like that, and then once the roots are fully wrapped around this pot, then we move up to a 10 litre or 5 gallon pot. I'm not really too sure what the next size up is. I'll quickly go and show you. It's this size, so looking at the smaller ones, I'm not sure how big it is. It's a 10 litre or 10, it must be a 10 litre I thought, maybe 5 gallons, 4.4, whatever the calculation is. See, this is a brown turkey I shop purchase or online, and that's in the same size pot compared to the ones I'm about to pot up. So that's the stages. You can see my other cuttings. These are the 3 most recent, no, not these ones, sorry, apologies. These are the 3 most recent ones that I stuck, which are the yellow longnecks and Norman's yellow. And that's the Norman's yellow. That's yellow long neck, and that, so I had 2 of each. So this was one of the stunted Norman's yellows that hadn't produced enough green on top to come out from under the lights. I had the roots from almost 2.5 weeks on. I had no top growth, no shoots were popping, but in the last week or so that's clearly turned around. Centimo. Now I stuck this one exactly the same time I stuck this one. This has already gone through 2 pops. Here it is, Centimo. The first figs that I ever rooted. I had 2 Centimos. I had 3 Goutte d'Azurs. This is one of them. And I had 2 Ronde Bordeaux. And a bit of caterpillar trouble. We soon rectified that. So it just goes to show you, it's not what you're doing, it's the actual cuttings themselves, how they perform, from one bursting out with loads of growth to another one that was extremely stunted. You can see the roots are small compared to the other cuttings. So this is the latest one. This is the Moroccan, the AKA Desert King from eBay. Real wonky cutting, which I had to put at this angle. So now when I take it out of this and put it in that container, I'm going to try and somehow fit it in like that, or I might just stick it in the bigger pot straight away and save the hassle of trying to squeeze it in and straighten it up. So a quick rundown of what my medium's going to be in this new pot. It's going to be 1/3 compost, 1/3 pine bark, 1/3 blended horse manure compost, a handful of volcanic dust, gravel, dirt, don't know what you want to call it. It's not lava rock, but if you read on the packet, it's got nutrition in there, lots of trace elements, creates a bit of drainage because it's like a sandy, gritty city stuff, and gives the plant a lot of basic nutrition. And I've got some oyster shell there, crushed up oyster shell, which is going to go in the mix and also be top dressed. Same with some Epsom salt, fish and blood and bone, and just a little bit of lime to sweeten it up a bit. So I'll end it here at this stage, but I'll come back in a minute and I'll show you how far we've got. So I've gone for the bigger pot, and on this one it actually says on the size that it's 9 litres. So just because of the way that I stuck this cutting and the size of it and the funny shape of it, that's how I'm going to have it sitting in this new pot. And I'm just going to backfill with just standard compost over the roots, like so. Like that. And get some of the pine bark and mix that in over the top, just so that it helps with the drainage, like so. I'm going to leave it like that for now, and then I'm going to add some fertiliser, and I use organic fertiliser. I haven't really found a supplier yet. So this is chicken manure pellets, 6x pellet feed chicken manure. And this ratio is a 5-2-3 NPK, 5% nitrogen, 2% phosphorus and 3% potassium. And then this one, which has a really annoying child lock lid, like a paint tin. There's a darker coloured pellet. And this is also made by Vitex. Here we go. And this is a 5-7-10. So 5-7-10 and 5-2-3. So that's 10, 9, 13. So it's pretty much a balanced fertiliser. I'm just going to take a handful. Sprinkle this around the top. This is a fruiting fertilizer. It will break down as I feed it water and other compost teas, like so. I'm going to take a handful of the nitrogen one. Pretty much equal measures, guesstimates. And that's my fertilization of my pot. And then I can just then take the original mix of here and then just fill it up. This is the manure compost. Volcanic dust, rock, pine bark, horse manure mix, which I made up, and then the final topping is more pine bark, which just basically suppresses the leaves that pop up, it stops them popping up. It also doesn't deteriorate or change the colour of the surface when I put fertilizer, liquid fertilizer in. And we have it. So I finished potting them up, and now they're sitting next door to a north wall in the shady area. They've got sunlight overhead. Well, not sunlight, sky overhead. They don't get any sun whatsoever. The sun comes around this way from the garden when it goes around the back. So they will remain here for the next 3 days, at least 3 days, and then I'll start putting them into a semi-shade or partial shade, and then eventually into full sun. I'm not going to water them just yet. The pots that they're originally in were quite damp. I don't want to oversaturate them, especially as this one's looking so yellow already, and this one. So I'm just going to leave them to get settled, and then when I move them next, then I'm going to give them a watering.